With only 4 days until the CCP's fourth plenum, Beijing's political scene has suddenly heated up. Two Hu surnamed figures appeared in high profile almost simultaneously. Chunhua headed to Xinjiang's minefields, while Haifeng seized state media headlines. One south, one north, one elder, one younger, images surfacing in sync. Coincidence? Or a political signal before the plenum? Chunhua sharing a front page with Wang Huning, and Haifeng appearing out of order ahead of a minister. Does this signal a revival of the League faction, or an internal power test inside Zongnanhai? Don't miss the next drop, subscribe and enable the bell. For days before the CCP's fourth plenum, a strange phenomenon surfaced in Beijing. Two Hu surnamed figures made conspicuous appearances almost in tandem. One is Chunhua, sidelined for years, the other is Haifeng, son of former General Secretary Hu Jintao. They appeared intensively in the same week. Chunhua stepped into Xinjiang's minefield, Haifeng grabbed state media headlines. South and North, elder and younger, images in sync. Coincidence, or is the CCP sending trial balloons? Some say this could be a trial run for the League faction, someone may be returning. Others are more direct, this is a reshuffling on Beijing's power chessboard ahead of the fourth plenum. Chunhua and Haifeng, political warm-up and power signals before the plenum. With only 4 days left until the 20th Central Committee's fourth plenum, the pressing question is whether Xi Jinping's grip on power remains unshakable and whether a new round of top-level reshuffling is coming. At this sensitive time, two Hu surnamed figures have repeatedly entered public view, Chunhua and Haifeng, son of former General Secretary Hu Jintao. Each move they make seems to send subtle political signals. Chunhua, a vice chairman of the CPPCC, recently visited Xinjiang, the Chinese Academy of Agricultural Sciences, CAS, and grassroots cooperatives. It looks like routine research, yet each stop hides political code. First, Xinjiang. On the surface, Chunhua went to understand work on the 3 rural issues, but in reality he stepped into a highly sensitive zone. He didn't just look at cotton and pastures, he was sending a message: I'm still in the game, I'm still being seen. More crucially, his public itinerary shared a front page with CPPCC chairman and Politburo Standing Committee member Wang Huning on state media. In political protocol, this is highly unusual. As a rule, a vice chairman appearing alongside the chairman in coverage, outside of major political occasions, is rare. Such misaligned parallel placement is viewed as a clear hint that his political presence is rebounding. Who is Chunhua? Long seen as a highly promising member of the CCP's successor bench, the Youth League, Tuanpai, standard-bearer and a model young state leader within the system. He rose through the Communist Youth League, serving as CYL Secretariat member, Hebei Deputy Party Secretary, Chairman of Inner Mongolia, Party Secretary of Guangdong, and Vice Premier of the State Council. His ascent was smooth and his resume complete. Around the 19th Party Congress, he was considered a potential fifth-generation leader. Yet at the 20th Party Congress, he was unexpectedly excluded from the Politburo, a formal declaration of marginalization for a core figure of the middle generation. But in recent months he has frequently appeared, speaking, conducting research, publishing, from agriculture to the grassroots, from Xinjiang to Hunan, at a cadence far exceeding other CPPCC vice chairs. What does this mean? On one hand, Chunhua is using the 3 rural issues to rebuild political legitimacy. On the other, he is leveraging a coordinating role to re-establish his power foothold. Especially the Xinjiang trip. Some interpret his choice to appear in a sensitive region as playing the stability card, reassuring conservatives inside the CCP while signaling to party elders, I'm still usable. In short, the Xinjiang visit wasn't box ticking, it was a tightrope walk. Ostensibly agricultural research, but in substance a groundwork for re-entry into politics. Meanwhile, Haifeng also made a high-profile appearance. In media reports he frequently grabbed the headline, even receiving deliberate emphasis in diplomatic activities. This is not just execution of administrative duties, it reads like a signal to the public and to the party that the League faction still exists. 2 Hu lines intertwine, Chunhua probing institutional space, Haifeng testing influence on the opinion front. This subtle dual warm-up invites speculation. As the fourth plenum approaches, Beijing's power landscape is quietly adjusting. Chunhua, from sideline successor to frequent high-profile appearances. Chunhua, once dubbed Hu Jintao's pick for a successor in waiting, has had a notably intriguing trajectory. In CCP parlance, the CPPCC is often seen as a power buffer zone. Placement there can mean temporary removal from the core stage, yet with retained opportunity to observe and test waters. As a talented younger cadre, who rose to vice premier, a key youth league figure. In spring 2023, he was reassigned to CPPCC vice chairman. Ostensibly a lateral move, it was widely read as honors masking demotion, a step away from the core, regarded as Xi's check on the league faction and a watchful pause on Hu's political potential. Yet from the second half of 2024, things subtly changed. Hu's frequent appearances prompted observers to reassess his political presence, from Xinjiang fieldwork to CAS visits. Each move signaled he hasn't vanished, and his influence is quietly accumulating. Xinjiang field research, political signals behind 3 rural issues. From October 9 to 13, 2025, Chunhua led a CPPCC Agriculture and Rural Committee team deep into Xinjiang on the theme consolidating poverty alleviation results and improving long-term rural mechanisms. The route covered Hami, Baingalan Mongol Prefecture, and Hotan, visiting villages lifted from poverty, relocation sites, modern agricultural parks, and vocational training colleges, a dense and in-depth itinerary. He went into fields and met face-to-face with local cadres, enterprise leaders, and farmers to learn about consolidating poverty alleviation and promoting rural revitalization. Ostensibly 3 rural issues, but politically, Xinjiang is both a belt and road hub and a keystone of ethnic policy and stability. Who stressed guarding against large-scale return to poverty, enhancing monitoring and assistance, and strengthening skills training and employment services. To ordinary people it may sound policy-heavy, to political watchers it's a signal. The CPPCC system has a role on core livelihood issues, and Hu is showcasing expertise and positioning in agriculture. Online, debate flared. Chunhua went to Xinjiang, perhaps 3 rural policy moves are coming before the plenum. Others noted, Xinjiang is sensitive, this high-profile tour isn't just policy, it's a show of political presence. CAS visit, sharing a frame with Wang Huning, dense with meaning. On October 14, Hu accompanied Wang Huning, Wang Yong, and Xian Hui to the Chinese Academy of Agricultural Sciences to inspect agri-tech innovation, seed self-reliance, crop germplasm surveys, and intelligent facilities. Notably, Xinhua and CCTV coverage placed Chunhua alongside Wang Huning, rare in state media layout. Wang is a Politburo Standing Committee member and CPPCC chairman, who is only a vice chair, yet got co-framed exposure, implying a strengthening secondary core status within the CPPCC. Beyond policy value, observers read this as a pre-plenum signal. Who is quietly elevating his presence, re-entering public view and hinting at future positioning. Tibet trip, symbolic echoing of political routes. On August 20, as deputy head of a party central delegation, Chunhua accompanied Xi Jinping to Tibet for an autonomy anniversary event, then went alone to Nyingchi to inspect projects, the same places Xi and Li Qiang had toured earlier. Such route echoing carries strong symbolism in CCP politics, widely interpreted as a political cipher. Who is re-entering the Xi core symbolic space. Analysts see 2 possible meanings behind Hu's frequent appearances: 1, revived as a symbol of stability and unity, or 2, positioned as a potential figure in a future transition. Either way, he is no longer a retirement line figure but a focus of institutional and political scrutiny. Hu Haifeng, anomalous media ranking, the Hu family's echo returns. Echoing Hu Chunhua's moves, Hu Haifeng, Vice Minister of Civil Affairs and son of Hu Jintao, has frequently appeared in media and diplomatic settings, subtly shifting the political atmosphere. On October 10, 2025, the State Council Information Office held a 14th five-year plan press conference attended by Minister of Civil Affairs Liu Ziyuan and Vice Ministers Li Changwan, Hu Haifeng, and Liu Xinhua. By administrative convention, the minister should top coverage, yet in multiple state media reports Hu Haifeng's name appeared before Liu Ziyuan's, and some pieces quoted Hu directly while skipping the minister. Such anomalous media ordering is rare and widely read as a political signal. Hu Haifeng is being seen again, highlighting the League faction's presence in media and public opinion. Purging Taihe think tank, political signal behind administrative office. At the presser, Hu Haifeng mentioned the ministry's cleanup of 75,000 zombie social organizations and the shuttering of Taihe think tank, tied to former Vice Minister of State Security Gao Weichen, who was investigated 3 months prior. Hu's direct role in the cleanup shows he's not just executing duties but participating in political rectification. This high-profile exposure is viewed as a symbolic return of the Hu family's presence. Diplomatic meeting, ritual of political continuity. On September 23, Hu met Turkey's new ambassador to China, receiving a gift, despite not overseeing diplomacy. Analysts see this as using diplomatic ritual to voice the Hu family's political continuity, indicating Hu Jintao's camp still retains some influence. Capital stage, symbolic boost in the economic arena. In June, Hu attended the Lujiazui Forum, co-unveiling the China Capital Market Society with Politburo member Chen Jining, Central Financial Commission Deputy Wang Jiang, CSRC Chairman Wu Qing, and Shanghai Mayor Gong Jing. All four are ministerial level or above. Hu is only vice-ministerial, yet appeared in the same frame. Observers read this as symbolic political boost, underscoring the Hu family's presence in economic policy circles. Two Hu lines crossing, political probing and league echoes. Hu Chunhua and Hu Haifeng, one probing institutional space within the CPPCC, the other asserting presence through media and diplomacy. The lines crossed to form a dual probe before the fourth plenum. Institutional, Hu Chunhua tests possibilities of power transition via CPPCC activity, policy research, and local coordination. Public opinion, Hu Haifeng gauges reactions via media exposure and diplomatic meetings. Together they sketch a subtle political game within the CCP. Beneath the surface of high pressure and strict control, the League faction still moves quietly, testing its presence and influence. Who's warming up? Who's watching? Hu Chunhua and Hu Haifeng, one a League figure edged from the core, one a scion returning to public view. Their synchronized, high-profile actions resemble a duet, projecting the League's presence ahead of the fourth plenum, reflecting the system's sensitivity to a possible post-Xi horizon, and emitting dual signals at institutional and opinion levels. As one insider scholar put it, before the fourth plenum, don't read the documents, watch who's allowed on screen. And right now, the ones most on screen are Hu Chunhua and Hu Haifeng.